Hey you guys, it's Steez. Once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts of all time. My squad shirt starring the Golden Girls, of course. But hi, how are you doing today? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I actually just woke up. So I'm feeling super refreshed. I actually slept well for once. I have a lot of lucid dreams and a lot of sleep paralysis and things of that nature, which is actually a pretty good segue into my next statement, or actually my announcement and the thing that I've been alluding to in the past 3 videos that I've made, the past 3 videos that I made last night. Actually, within the past 3 videos, I get so excited that I start stuttering. It's ridiculous. But the 3 videos that I've alluded to, the thing that I've been alluding to in the past 3 videos is my new conspiracy theory. My new conspiracy theory series, and it's a 5-parter. Each video is going to be at least anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes long. It's going to have I'm going to do a telephone or face. I'm gonna do most likely a FaceTime interview with my mom, my best friend Shelby, my ex best friend Shelby, but we're still on good terms. My good friend Morgan, my older brother, my little sister, my grandmother, my fiance, and my stepdad. He's more like my biological father than my stepdad, which for reasons that are known to a lot of you if you've watched some of my first videos whenever I started back in December 26th of 2018. Okay, so to make a long story short, and to kick things off with a bang, I'm going to tell you guys about my first UFO encounter, and it happened whenever I was 15 years old. I'm sorry, whenever I was 16 years old. Whenever I write an outline, it's like I write the points and then I write one word and then just elaborate on it, if that makes sense. So I was actually 16 because otherwise I wouldn't have been by myself in my first car. My grandparents had bought me a 2007 Honda Civic back in 2008 whenever I was a junior in high school when I got my license. And I got it in the summer before because my birthday's in the summer and stuff before, because I was the youngest in my class. So I was 16 my entire junior year and until the summer before my senior year, if that makes sense. But so I'm driving my Honda Civic or whatever. I had just dropped off my best friend Shelby, and that's why I aforementioned her, is because she's involved in the story as well. Before I had dropped her off, excuse me, before I had dropped Shelby off at her house, which was 10 minutes, where the encounter that I'm gonna mention after this happened, or whatever. But we're driving. We pass up Orangefield High School in Orangefield, Texas, which is where we both the high school that we were both currently going to at the time. We had just been driving around in my Civic, and to be honest with you, we were just smoking a joint and passing it back and forth, and listening to Britney Spears and Lady Gaga and just laughing our asses off, because when Shelby and I hang out, it was always the best. And we're definitely twin souls, and there's something cosmic going on there, and we're amazing. And we both are very, very in tune with spirituality and the paranormal, and we're very open-minded, and we're not closed-minded whatsoever. We don't force opinions. We're very opinionated, but we don't believe that necessarily everybody has to also have the same opinions, if you see where I'm coming from. But so Shelby and I are driving along 105 in Orangefield. That's the road and everything. So if you want to Google map it, go ahead. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So if you want to get a visual of where the actual UFO experience happened, you can do so. Okay, so we're driving in my 2007 silver Honda Civic Coupe. It's 2-door. It was a 2-door. It was an ES or an LX. I'm not sure. ES or LX. And it was it had a moonroof or a sunroof, but it was nighttime, so that's why I said moonroof. And excuse me. So we have the moonroof open and stuff, and we're passing the joint. We have Britney Spears on, it's kind of low because we're talking, and then so we're past up Orangewood High School on the right and everything, and then the elementary school is about a block past that. We pass that up, and then to the left there's a road that's called Granger Lane. And so we decide Shelby was like, take a left or whatever, because like there's never anybody back here, and there's like a bunch of like everybody's obviously asleep, because it was like 2 in the morning. So she was like, everybody's obviously asleep, and like there's not gonna be any cops around here or whatever, because I mean, like, pot was not legal. Like, it's fine to talk about this on YouTube now because it's like totally legal and whatever, and plus this was in the past, but 2008 it was not, and like we would have been arrested. It was a whole thing. So like, and she was like, plus like my friend whoever lives down here, like we might even be able to park in his driveway. I'll even call and ask him. And long story short, she called her friend or whatever, and he was like, yeah, totally, that's fine. You guys can totally park my driveway. And also like I'll come hit it with you guys. And we were like, okay, yeah, that's fine, cool, yeah, that's fine. So we did that or whatever. And as we're leaving Granger Lane or whatever and heading back towards 105, which is the street that Orangefield, like the school that Shelby and I went to our entire lives basically, we get to almost to the end of the road, the end of Granger Lane where the stop sign is that meets 105. And you take a left to get towards Shelby's house, take a right, you get back towards Orangefield High School, like that. It's almost like a fork in the road, but if that makes sense, it actually is. And before we get to the stop sign, there's this like metallic pulsating that you can actually feel not only within your body, but also you can feel the tires slightly bouncing, not lifting off the ground or anything like that, but bouncing ever so slightly. And so I slammed on the brakes, and Shelby and I look at each other, like both with like this look of terror and fear and tears in our eyes, and there weren't words. There were no cars. It was like, and then after like all of a sudden the vibrations and the motion, and the glowing and the iridescence of the glowing of the triangular shaped craft. I guess I could, whatever terminology whatever terminology you prefer, it doesn't matter. If you understand what I'm saying, that's fine. That's the point I'm trying to make. So we're sitting there, and the lights or whatever also turn off, and so we're both just kind of like trying to catch our breath and gather ourselves. The next thing we know, the lights turn back on, and the lights are even brighter this time, and this time it's like they're red and they're blue, and they're rotating, if that makes sense, like rotating around the triangular shape, like, but in a fashion, like it's like red and blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, red, blue, in that order, like just rotating in like the range of motion, like in the speed of motion of the rotation of the blue and the red colors changed drastically. It'd be really, really fast, like so fast that like you couldn't even see it. It was almost like a blur to us as human beings, and it was insane. It was a moment of just like of terror, of pure terror, and a lack of and having like the feeling of having no answer, and no reason like as to what this could possibly be, and like, are we about to be abducted? Are we about to die? Is this going to is this going to kill us? Is this is this it? Like, what is this? Like, why is this happening to us? And so the lights continued to shine on us, and they continued to do the red and blue rotation thing, around the full proximity of the craft that was triangular shaped, and it definitely threw us both for a loop, and it definitely terrified us both. And shortly after that, the craft took off, and the only way I can describe it is like in human terms, is that it took off in the speed of light, and it took off so quickly that we didn't. It was a fraction of a blink of an eye for us, if that makes sense. We didn't even notice it took off until we looked up and it was gone through the moonroof. And once it was finally gone, that's whenever we finally spoke again, and we we finally started talking, and we said I can't believe that this happened. I mean, put yourselves in our shoes for a second, and just imagine the conversation, like, after having that actual, authentic and genuine, like, terrifying experience. And it's something to this day that still gives me the tingles and the chills, and something that that terrifies me, and something that is absolutely mind blowing, and to this day is totally unexplainable. But it's definitely not my first and only UFO encounter. I'll go ahead and tell you guys the second story now. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. Comment down below if you've ever experienced anything like this before. I'd really appreciate it, because your feedback is my favorite part of having this wonderful and creative outlet and really successful, thanks to you guys, channel. And this is why I do it, is to be creative and to give you guys content that not only is like time consuming for me, but it's very cathartic, and I know that it's something that you enjoy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So thanks for being here. And the second part of my UFO in the second part of my installment of my conspiracy series about UFOs, the first installment of my 5-part series. This is the first one. Tomorrow will be the second one, and I'm not going to tell you what that's about just yet, because that one is one that is probably the scariest one, if that makes sense. So just wait. You're gonna love it. I promise you're gonna love it. But it's gonna be a difficult story to tell, but I'm going to try my best. So my second UFO story is I'm lying in my bed. At the time, I was 14 years old. So I was a freshman in high school. I believe I had just begun high school. I was under a lot of stress, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with UFO folklore or theories, conspiracies, things of that nature, things regarding UFO phenomena in general. I'm not sure, but I'm very, very familiar with it, based on the fact that I wanted to familiarize myself with it to the best of my abilities, seeing as like I've had the encounter that I mentioned before this, and this one that I'm telling right now. But so I'm 14 years old. I'm lying in my bed in my house that we lived at 1225 North Lewis Drive in Orange, Texas 77630. Also, if you want to Google Maps that for a frame of reference, you're more than welcome to. The house actually burned down a month after this encounter happened, which is also a little weird, and I don't know, there might be some synchronicity there. I'm not really sure. Maybe that was some kind of a sign from one of either my higher self, or maybe the UFO encounter was my higher self trying to warn me, and I misinterpreted it. I drastically and terrifyingly. I definitely. I hope. It would be nice to think that I misinterpreted the situation, but yeah. Back to the story. So I'm lying in my bed, and at the time, I was really into reality shows, which has changed completely. Just to let you guys know, yeah, I'm not that much of a fucking idiot, but yeah, I used to watch The Girls Next Door. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it was like, it was Hugh Hefner and his 3 girlfriends, Holly, Bridget, and Kendra, and I had like the first 3 seasons, and I watched it and stuff when I was going to sleep and everything, and it was a school night, and I believe it was like the beginning of my freshman year. So, I mean, it was like at least within somewhere between like the first and like the third month my freshman year of high school, and so it was probably 2 a.m. because it didn't matter like that I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, to get up and take a shower and everything, because I'm just like a night owl, and I'm an insomniac, and like and I just I couldn't go to sleep, and plus like I had a cell phone from the time I was like 12 years old up until now, so I was always on my cell phone and texting, as well as watching The Girls Next Door, and that's beside the point. But so I'm lying there, and whenever I start to finally feel tired, and I know that I'm gonna fall asleep, I'm not one of those people that can fall asleep like with like that the ambient or like white noise-esque sound per se, or whatever, of the TV like running like or playing while you're sleeping. I can't do that. That's not something that I do. I turn it off, and turn all the lights off, and it's total darkness, and that's the only way that I can fall asleep personally. But so you know at the moment that I begin to like fall into I don't know if it's not REM sleep, because that's like the deepest sleep, if I'm not mistaken. Comment down below and let me know if I am. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's it was like the moment right before like I lost consciousness and like actually fell asleep, I guess you could say. Like the moment before, I just I kind of like stretched like this, like yawned, like, oh, you know how like you kind of squint and open your eyes a little bit when you yawn. It's just like a natural human function, and I wonder how many of you yawned just by seeing me do that, because they're supposedly like contagious. But so I'm just I yawned and everything, and opened my eyes a little bit, and out of the corner of this eye, and and my bed like, let's say this is my bed, so, and like the door is this way, okay, for instance. So this is my bathroom is so small anyway. I just see this like shadowy figure at first, and it's the only way I can describe it is like a scaly shiny reptilian looking, but not a reptile, humanoid creature. And it I was frozen in fear. I pretended to be asleep. The creature, whatever it was, like crept toward me ever so slowly. Um, it I felt like I had the wind knocked out of me. I felt like um like I was going down like a huge drop on a roller coaster and going over like 1,000 loops on a roller coaster time and time again, just back and back. I mean, just over and over again, and like back to back, back to back, and back to back, and it was just I thought that I was dreaming. I was like, I was, I did the whole wake up, wake up, Steez, wake up, Steez, and I couldn't wake up, and it just like I said, ever so slowly, it just crept toward me, like, I mean, but like more like this, which made it even scarier because the slower it walked, and like its arms, like let's say these are the arms, they're also moving, like, but in a synchronized fashion, and in sync with one another. And it's like I had a huge room. It was a huge, beautiful, like 4,500 square foot house, and it's such a tragedy that it burned down and somebody else didn't get to live in it at some point, But so like the second that like the creature, the entity, I guess, the terminology doesn't matter, but I like to use different terms just because I know that some terms offend certain people. So I like to try to appease everybody if that's possible, and always remain positive and that sort of thing. But the moment he crept the closest to my bed, the creature, the entity, the alien, the whatever you want to whatever you want to call him, whatever it was, but it like disintegrated in like the form of like ashes, like, if that makes sense. Like there wasn't fire to it, but there was smoke, and it just like made that kind of a sound. And then like the next thing I know, there's like this the only way I can describe it is like there was a circle about a 3 foot by 3 foot circle, directly above where I could see in the roof above my head where I was lying in the bed, and I could just see through my ceiling all of a sudden, and I saw through my ceiling, and I looked through it. I could see the stars, and I could, that's all. I could just see stars, and I was like, what's going on? Like, I mean, I was like, thank God the alien's gone, but maybe this is just like, I don't know, but I don't even know what this is. But this is, at least this isn't scary. You know what I mean? Like this is I'll be alright. This is fine. But the next thing I know, like the only way I can describe it is feeling like a magnet was pulling me from within my spine, pulling me up this way, like out of the bed, and I didn't have control over it, but I couldn't move. I couldn't physically move. I was in this position, and I was just taken up, and it was like I was taken up in a fashion that I could fit through the 3 by 3 foot hole in my ceiling. That apparently I would assume is some sort of holographic technology. I don't. If you guys are more familiar with UFO terminology than I am, please comment down below. Let me know what you would call the 3 by 3 hole in my ceiling that happened or whatever. But I'm just pulled through, and the next thing that I know, I come to. Like I don't remember passing out or falling asleep or whatever, but I come to, and it's like I have this weird scar. I mean, not scar. This weird cut, like on both sides of my wrist in the same spot, like right here and right here. And then I just noticed that because like my arms were like this or whatever, but like just flat out, like this. I just can't show you guys like that on camera. But they were on this metal table, and it wasn't really metal. It was like it was the texture of metal, if that makes sense, but it's definitely not an element that we have on this planet, if that makes sense. It's just, yeah. Whenever you're referring, it's difficult to actually like tell a story, or tell a story, a personal account about anything paranormal, or like any kind of conspiracy series. Whenever there's the terminology, just like you're not sure of it. But long story short, the next thing I know, once I realized that, before I even got a chance to really look at the craft, the spaceship, the whatever you want to call it, I'm back in my bed, and like the scar is there to this day, and it's like you can see it. It's like I don't have a great camera yet or whatever, but like you can still see them on both sides to this day, and I hope you guys like this kind of thing. Like I said, the second installment of my five-part docu series, that is like, it's a conspiracy series and a paranormal series or whatever, but will be posted around the same time tomorrow. And like I said, they're either going to be anywhere from 20 minutes long to 30 minutes long, and I'm at the almost 21 minute marker. So I was right. I made it. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'm Steez. SteezBrrgrr. You can find me on Twitter at Steezburger. No spaces, all lowercase, spelled just like my YouTube handle name. And if you want to thumbs up if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, if you like this kind of thing, and you cannot wait to see the next one, please thumbs it up for me. I'd really appreciate it, because I'll do the same thing for you. If you're not subscribed already, please do so, especially if you're also somebody that has had paranormal encounters / has conspiracy theories and has had personal UFO stories to tell. I'd really appreciate your feedback, because that's my favorite part of having a channel, period. But also ring the notification bell down below if you want to get notified, because you'll be notified every 4 days at the same time this week, because I'm making this will be the next video is going to be the second installment of four more to come, but out of 5. But yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Steez. And what does Steezburger love? You know what he loves, you guys. Come on, you've been here for this long. He loves his cheeseburgers.